9999999. Back live again. At least it's crotch panties. Well, I mean, it's a wizard phone. Well, I mean, it's on the charger. I mean, it still works, but it's not really in good condition. What do you mean? Well, if you count this as being in good condition, looks fine to me. I mean, it looks fine to me. But no, you have to. Oh, you can't really see it on my computer screen. Darn it. Wait, what do you mean? No, you can't see it. No, yeah, because there's a crank down there. Yeah, but of course, because my computer screen's my monitor's contrast is so bad. Let me show it. Let me just try and turn my. No. Now do you see it? Oh my god, what happened to your phone? That better not be the glass underneath. For some reason when I looked from the side, it certainly looked like it. You fucking idiot. What? You said you wouldn't break anything. Well, no, I look after myself. Then how do you explain that with your phone? And then as you can see, if you look down there, the case isn't in good condition either. That's broken too. The case is, what is this? I thought you were looking after your stuff. What did you do? Oh no. Not your phone. What have you done? There's like a small colour mark on the screen. I know that's the screen broken. Oh my god, what did you do? You said you were looking after your things. Why would you do that? Well, I didn't mean to. You didn't mean... And you said you were looking after your stuff. Well, of course I am. Well, does that look like looking after your stuff? No. And look how bad that looks. Oh my god. That looks terrible. No. Oh, no. That looks terrible. What have you done? Well, what? Unbelievable. You're unbelievable, you know that? You said you would look after your things. Well, I am looking after my things, but then how do you explain that if you're looking after your things, and how do you explain that what happened with your phone? How do you explain that? Honey? Honey? That's not appropriate. Regardless, how do you explain what happened to your phone? How do you explain that? I can't believe this. Well, I can't believe this, honestly, and you don't even know how to explain what happened to your phone. Like you said you're looking after your stuff, but your phone is a different story by the looks of it. I don't know how you're supposed to explain that. Does Mum and Dad know about this? Well, no, they don't. Are you even planning on telling them about that? I don't know, because I'm a changed man. I don't bake my things anymore. Oh, you can't just keep this live. I mean, you can't just keep this. I mean, your phone looks terrible. How are you supposed to use the thing? It looks terrible. How would you even use it? Oh no. It's not really what... Not really what? Never mind. How are you going to fix that? I mean, you don't even have the money to get it fixed. Well, it's not even covered by Apple Care anymore. It expired. Because it wasn't my phone to begin with. It was, it's also reported stolen. Reported stolen? Well, no. It was reported stolen by one of my sister's ex-boyfriend, which she already broke up with long ago. And there's no way the police would still be looking for that phone. I mean, seriously. No, the main email is blocked on the second one. Anyway, because I have an eSIM. Yeah, but how are you supposed to use a phone if you've got cracks all over the fucking screen, you idiot? Yeah, I didn't really think of that. You're an idiot. You said you would look after your stuff, and then not look at the condition your phone's in. And you're an asshole. That's fine, you can call me whatever you want, in this case. Oh, you still have your watch? Oh yeah, of course I have my watch, that still works. The screen protector doesn't need clean, but... And if it's just your phone, then there must be a way to. Well, I mean, if you don't have the money, how are you going to fix that? And even that there's this little thing on the screen, like how are you going to fix all that? The condition it's in. Why would you do this, mate? What, like, and what? I thought you said you didn't want to break your teeth. I don't want to break my teeth. Yeah, I mean, your phone isn't in good. I wouldn't say your phone. I wouldn't say isn't good condition. It's not in good condition, and it's a valuable phone too, you dumbass. What do you mean? Well, I mean, it's still the refurbished version is still worth $1,000. How are you meant to get that fixed? And don't tell me you don't even want to get that fixed. I mean, it looks awful. How are you supposed to use the thing? There's a crack across the camera lens, in the front. How are you meant to... Oh my god. Now you got that glare on the camera all the time because of that crack being there. Yeah, you're right. I'll be right back. Now where are you going? Can you get back here? Back lens and there's a phone, yeah, even the back lens is fine, but it's all dirty. But the front of it, yeah, no. Look how badly it's cracked. What am I supposed to do? Like, this looks awful. Then when I go to like a white screen, like the messages screen, you can literally see all the cracks. And it looks horrible. How am I supposed to fix that? And if you look from the side, like here, you can see this, the layer of the screen protector here. Then if you carefully look, it looks like that the glass is cracked underneath it. And it makes it, you know, when you look at it, it looks like the glass is cracked. So, you know, because it looks like there's cracks. You can see it when you look down here, it looks like those cracks are coming from the glass. No, it's got your eSIM in it too. How are you supposed to fix it? It looks awful. And yeah, the case, as I said, yeah, it's broken down here. See? Oh my god. How are you supposed to fix that? What were you even thinking, dude? How are you meant to fix this? Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about down there, near the camera thing. Oh my god. I mean, it's just a little thing. You can still see most of it, everything on the phone, so... Yeah, that doesn't look good, and the screen protector isn't in good condition either. As well, I can see the screen protector is also not in good condition. This is bad. Well, what are you going to do? Well, good thing I also have my iPad. Oh yeah, I forgot you had to know it. I forgot about that. Let me just unlock it real quick. Because I took a photo of the photo just so that I'm gonna send it But you're gonna tell them about it. Well, what do you want me to do? How? It's not like they're gonna care though, but I might as well. No, don't send them that. No, don't tell them. I mean, well, what else do you want me to do? You're really gonna tell them that? No! No, why would you send it? You actually just sent that. It's not. No, don't send it to Mum. Rachel, you just have to tell them. Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? I mean, this phone looks terrible. This is... I don't know how you would fix this. Oops, I took a photo. Oh no, I didn't mean to take a photo of the front camera. Oops. No, stop it. You just have to wipe that. I know Mum's typing now. For what? You said, I thought you were looking at what? I mean, I've still got most of my devices. I mean, yeah, but what about... Oh, now Dad's typing too. This is not funny. This is not funny. What are we gonna do? I mean, this is a valuable phone, you fucking idiot. Well... You don't have much money because you spent it all on Uber Eats. So you don't have much money. I mean, you don't have much money. You don't have the money to get it fixed. This is here too, so I can see them better here. My iPad. This is a 6th generation iPad, which only has 2 gigs of RAM, and it's the same processor. That's the same chip that's found in an iPhone 7. They're both typing. Yeah, I don't know what Dad's gonna say. I mean, he's not usually friendly about. Yeah, I don't know. He's probably like, don't put me on with. I don't know. I don't want to know what he's gonna say. It's never good news. From here, it looks like the glasses. Oh no! If you look at it from the angle, it looks like it's damaged. Yeah. From an angle, it looks like. What's the point of putting a new screen protector on if the... Yeah, the glasses. Yeah, the glasses. Yeah, it's definitely cracked. It's gone. Fuck. The glass is broken. Get it? Yeah, those cracks are not the screen protector, that's the glass, you fucking idiot. You've broken the glass. You can't replace the screen. You've broken the glass. The screen protector, I mean, I thought a screen protector was supposed to protect the screen. Well, I mean, that doesn't mean it stops it from... Yeah, it protects the screen, but it doesn't mean it's going to stop it from cracking. Probably, whatever you did to it. I mean, that doesn't make it like unbreakable and really durable, you duty. Glass replacement. Front screen replacements range from roughly $149. Oh no. Oh dear. Because yeah, I don't think you can just... I think the back glass is fine. Because it obviously... Has a case on it, so I'm sure the back glass is fine. $149 for the back. Oh, mean. Well, yeah, but it's not. Of course, the Apple Care thing, that expired long ago because the phone was manufactured back in 2024 or something. Like that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, 54. Yeah, but the thing is, the screen, well, and the newer phones, it's not easy to just replace the screen. That's the problem. It's not easy, trust me. It's not easy to do that yourself. Screen damage, yeah, you gotta find, if it's combined, it's $7.99. I'm sure the back glass is fine. I mean, even the case is on there. Front versus back. iPhone 15 Pro Max glass can be... the back glass can be separate, yeah, but not the... The adhesive is... Oh... The back glass has a very strong adhesive. Oh, great. Well, I'm sure the back glass is fine. But the front of it is, the front glass is not. I don't know what this thing here is on the screen, but... Jesus Christ, dude, it's not cheap. Is it worth fixing? Well, yeah, because the thing is, it depends on repair cost versus your phone's age and trade-in value. Not Apple ID, that's not, no, that's not really what I wanted. Dude, what, phones are expensive, you dirty, yeah? Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, not, and these last $240. I mean, it's not cheap, you dirty. You should have thought about that. I mean, did you not know it wasn't cheap to replace it? It's because on the new phone, it's not easy to just replace it. The back glass has a strong adhesive on it. Fuck. How do you even... Oh yeah, because it's just, in the newer phones, it's way more complicated to just replace it yourself. I mean, it's a bit complex. You can still get the kits, but it's not easy to replace it. I don't think Dad would want to do that, because, I mean, it's not easy on the newer phones. I mean, he said himself that it can't be replaced. But it's also expensive. And phones like that, it's not easy to just replace the screen, that's the problem. Aren't they on like connectors? Yeah, but it's a bit different on the inside of the phone. It looks a bit different. And when Dad replaced it, he always used to go on this repair guide. Yeah, but it's not that easy on the newer phones. Yeah, there's screws at the bottom again, pentalobe screws. Oh, they're pentalobe screws. Battery susceptible to heat damage. Ooh. You have to heat the screen. What? The plastic bezel on the outside of the screen that sits on the frame. Oh, what? Then there's this, of course, there's also a seam between the plastic bezel and the display panel. Oh, God. Yeah, you will separate the two, very complicating the repair. Well, the front of it also has an adhesive on it. That's why you have to heat it, because it's got a strong adhesive. You can't just take it off. Oh, shit. Yeah, you have to leave it inside there, because otherwise that adhesive can reseal. Great. Shit. Okay, so he does like this. Then you can split it up. Jesus Christ. You have to remove the logic board cover. Disconnect the... Because you have to disconnect all that just to get the screen to... Just to disconnect the screen, you have to disconnect the battery and the light sensor. Oh my God. Yeah, that's way too complicated. Even Dad would never do something like that. It's way too complicated. Light sensor information. Did light sensor. Jesus Christ. That's... Oh my God. I didn't realize it would that... Yeah. That's why you don't say that. That's... Yeah, because then... I agree with that. You know, there's no point doing that yourself. I mean, it's way too complicated. Way too complicated. Yeah, on these newer phones, it's way too complicated to just replace the screen yourself. I mean, in the glass. It's way too complicated to go and replace that yourself. Fuck. Yeah, that's the thing, it's way too complicated to replace that yourself. It's way too complicated. Yeah, it's way too complicated to replace it yourself. And on the newer phones, it's way too complicated. There's so many, there's 33 steps, there's a lot of steps, because you also have to take the light sensor off. Wait, what? Yeah, off the inside of the screen. It's way too complicated to replace something, and these newer phones, it's way too complicated to replace the glass and screen yourself. There's also bezels, so you can't just insert the pick that comes with the kit, because otherwise you can separate, if you separate those, it make it more complicated. You should. Apple's even made now, if a phone is stolen, even if you take a part from a stolen phone, it's still locked to the owner. Oh. You have to heat the screen, but you don't want to heat it too much because the battery in phones like these are susceptible to heat damage. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. Because then you have to heat the left and right sides, both the sides. No, one at a time though. Why do you have to heat those? What the new? Wait, that's that because otherwise you can't get it off. Where you want? Yeah, because it's actually held in by an adhesive, which is very strong, and it can actually reseal. Where you want? Yeah, the screen is actually held together with this Apple added an adhesive. That's what holds it all together. Even the back glass is the same thing. It's extremely strong, and you don't get the pig in it. You can reseal. Oh, yeah, it's held together with an adhesive. Of course it is. I'm looking for this angle. Why does it look like my phone's twisted? Or is that the case? Okay, so yeah. Unfortunately, I have to agree, it's way too complicated. You have to take the light sensor out at the end. But not only that, the screen is held together by an adhesive, which is extremely strong. And if you don't leave the pigment in the adhesive, that adhesive it's capable of resealing. You can just reseal. Oh. Yeah, the adhesive is strong. Yeah, there's a strong adhesive. It's on left and on right. So both the sides are held in by an adhesive. And of course, also at the bottom has pentalobe screws. Yeah, it'd be way too complicated to do yourself unless you're a phone repair person. I mean, yeah, for a normal person, it'd be way too complicated to do that yourself. Since neither your phone, the screen is held in by an adhesive. I did not know that, and it's an incredibly strong adhesive as well. And you can even reseal. There's also a bezel, so if you insert the pig in the wrong place, you can end up pulling those two apart, and then it will be even more complicated. Yeah, it's just, that would mess me around. Just yeah, because then you have to take the battery out to get to the display connector because it's underneath the battery. Oh, great. Yeah, so you even have to take the battery out just to get to that display connector, to get to the connector to disconnect it, otherwise it... Yeah. Oh, okay. The glass only repairs to and I find it a bit too difficult because the display and the glass and touch digitizer are fused into one component. Wait, what? Yeah. That's an OLED screen, yeah, it's all fused together, so it'd be way too complicated to just replace the glass. And what could possibly happen? Well, you try to replace just the glass, you have a high risk of ruining a working OLED panel. It's not a good idea. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's the thing, because it's way too complicated, because even when because you can't just replace the glass, that's the thing, because the thing, because both the two screens, the screen and the glass are fused together, so you can't just replace them, you can't just replace the glass, if that's what you're trying to do, it would be way too complicated. That's way too complicated. It required certain machinery, because the glass and the OLED panel and the touch digitizer are all fused together into one component. So you can't just replace the glass. If you try to replace the glass, you have a high risk of destroying a working OLED panel. If you try and just replace the glass, you have a high risk of destroying a working OLED panel. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to do that value, because if you try to just replace the front glass, you can have a high risk of destroying a working OLED panel. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Because since they're fused together, if you try to think, you can have if you do something wrong, you can have a high risk of permanently destroying a perfectly working OLED panel. Oh. Unfortunately, cracks are ugly, that's the thing. Yeah, because you can't just replace the front glass, since the glass and the OLED panel and the touch digitizer are fused together. That's the thing, and if you try to just replace the glass, you have a high risk of destroying a working OLED panel. Since they're fused together, you try to replace it, you have a high risk of destroying a perfectly working OLED panel. That's the thing. That's why you can't just replace the front glass of an iPhone 15. Yeah, because the OLED panel, the touch digitizer and the glass are fused together, and they're basically one component. They're fused together. If you try to separate the glass, you have a high risk of wrecking a perfectly working OLED panel. It's the thing, if you try to replace just the front glass, you have a high risk of ruining a working OLED panel. Oh. Unfortunately, crack is also going past the front camera. Yeah, see? That's why I've got this glare on the front camera. Oh no? Front camera's here. Yeah, that's the thing, because you can't just replace the glass, and it's not that easy, because you could risk damaging a working OLED panel, because the OLED panel, the touch digitizer and the glass are fused together as one component. If you try to separate the glass from the panel, you could risk damaging a working OLED panel. And so you have a high risk of damaging a working OLED panel. Yeah, no, it's only fault. Right. Yeah, very shows consequences of his writing. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, because the glass and the OLED panel and the touch digitizer are fused together as one component. So if you try to replace the glass, you try to separate the glass from that, you could risk damaging a perfectly working OLED panel. You could risk permanently damaging it, permanently ruining it. Now what do we do? I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. What are you so happy about? None of your business.